I'm Emily Bierman. I'm the Programs Director at the Becker County Museum. I've been working here just about 2 years. One of my focuses when I came to the museum was to make sure that we were showcasing our Becker County's Native American culture. So one of the first exhibits that I redid and turned around and did some more exhibit pieces in was our Native American exhibit. And what I focused on here in our exhibit now is beadwork. So we have a case full of partial bit of our collection here at the museum of beadwork. The majority of the beadwork that we have in our museum's collection is Ojibwe, and that's easily identified because Ojibwe beadwork is almost exclusively floral designed. So as the Native Americans who live here in our woodland area, of course, the most beautiful thing that anyone sees is flowers. We love flowers. There's a lot of lakes and a lot of trees around here, but the most beautiful thing that we have here are our wildflowers. And so our Ojibwe beadwork artists have taken, over generations, have taken that theme and put it into their artwork. So this is beadwork. It's called beadwork because, of course, obviously, it's made out of thousands of tiny little beads, and it is a lot of work to put together. I also do beadwork in my own. It's been passed down through the women in my mother's side of our family, so I know and I can appreciate how much work has gone into these pieces. So we do have a few pieces in our archive collection that are not Ojibwe. They are Lakota, as the Lakota and Dakota tribes were actually the first residents here in Becker County. And their beadwork can be identified because theirs is, the majority of those is geometric designs. So we have some stars. It's more geometrical, it's more sharp lines, bold colors, and so you can see some of those pieces in our archive. The vast majority that we have are Ojibwe. So we also have, some of our pieces are very old. A lot of our pieces are very delicate. I try to make sure that these pieces are rotated because any light, natural light, ambient light, light bulb light, any light is breaking down these pieces day after day after day. It's not only breaking down the leather and animal hides that the beadwork is placed onto, it's also, the light's also eating away at the cotton thread or the sinew that was used to put the beads onto each of these pieces. So some of these pieces we have tried to put away, but they're so beautiful and people have come a long way to see them. So what I do from time to time is, if I am able, we will just flip them over so that one side gets a rest from the light and then the other side can be displayed. You can see that some of our pieces are already in the process of breaking down. You can see where the light has faded and where the light has not, from where beads have fallen off and threads have let go. So these are very precious pieces to us, and we try to take very good care of them. There are stories behind beadwork, of course, which we love to hear. We have adult moccasins. The Native American footwear in here are called moccasins. We have adult. We also have baby moccasins, which are so adorable, also in tiny little floral designs. So we love those. We know that beadwork is used a lot in powwow regalia. So powwow regalia will have beadwork on it. Dresses, shirts, pants, cuffs, any of the pieces will be adorned with beadwork. Early Ojibwe people, before we had glass beads, they were using porcupine quills as beads, and beads could also be made carved out of bone, carved out of soft rock like pipestone. Turquoise is easily manipulated into a bead shape, so we have some of those. I don't think any of those are out now, but those are some of the earlier ones before the glass beads showed up. And it's kind of easy to tell if you don't know, if you have a piece of beadwork and you're not sure how old that piece is, if the beads are more dull, still with a brighter color, but they're not reflective and they're not shiny, those are some of the older style beads. And the newer style beads are the glass cut beads, and those are more sparkly and they catch the light, and those are used. Personally, I wear beadwork almost every day because we keep these items are in our archive. These are a history of our local Ojibwe people, but contemporary folks who wear beadwork every day, we try to dispel the misconception maybe that beadwork or powwow regalia is a reenactment of something. It is not a reenactment. Beadwork is still worn every day by our Ojibwe people or people who really love maybe beaded earrings or beaded barrettes. So we do have some of the more contemporary pieces here at the museum. We have a jacket that has been decorated post-production. This is a more contemporary jacket. Our donor would wear this to special occasions, sometimes just to work, to conferences and things. We have a few of those, and we have some vests also. And then for my beadwork that I wear every day, I have a lot of earrings. That's kind of my thing. I have a lot of earrings. These were actually made by my mother. I love sparkly things. I love it. So I do wear beadwork every day, and it's not just the moccasins, and it's not just belts or jackets. It's also earrings, hair barrettes, and then I also use my wallet that I use every day. Actually has beadwork as well, and so do the keys, my office keys. So this is my wallet. I use it every day. It didn't take a whole lot of time for me to do it, but I like to have things with me that remind me of who I am every day. I'm not just the programs director at the museum. I'm not just mom and wife. I'm not just Becker County resident or a Minnesota citizen. I'm also an enrolled member of the White Earth Ojibwe, and that's just part of my everyday life. So I do happen to just have beadwork in my everyday life. Also, my keys, which I took off because they were very jangly. My work keys are also beaded, just because I enjoy beading. I like it. It's relaxing. Some people like to read. Some people do, puzzles and word searches and coloring books and things like that to relax. I like to bead. So a couple of things that I do with my beadwork is I'm teaching my daughter how to bead as well. Everyone has a different technique to their beading, and that's okay. You bead whichever it feels best to you. The beadwork that I've been taught in our Ojibwe culture is that you bead with intention. While you're doing your beadwork, you try to think good thoughts about the person. If you're giving it to someone, you try to put your good intentions into that, and you try to make sure that you're always using your best intentions when you're doing your beadwork. It is an art form, but it's also a gift. It's a art form that we're gifted with, and it's a gift that we give to others. And the number one rule for beadwork that I like to tell folks who come in and look at our beadwork exhibit, my great-grandmother told me to always remember to never bead when you're mindaway, which means never bead when you're frustrated or you're crabby or you're complaining. You never want to do that, because that's for sure your thread's going to tangle and your beads are going to break, and it's not going to work out. So beadwork is something that is important to me as a personal person in my own life, and it's important for me to showcase here in the Becker County Museum. So we invite you to come in and check out our beadwork exhibit here at the museum, and also the rest of our exhibits, which cover all of Becker County. We are open Tuesdays through Saturdays from 10 a.m. until 4 p.m. And if you have any questions, please come in and ask.